Something here that's for planning, my wife was in.
Ready to call this regular Board of Selectmen to order, please, Tuesday, April 21st, 2026 at 7:01 p.m. It's a hybrid meeting. We have one of our board members on the Zoom, also a couple of people there, so we try and keep an eye on that. And we ask that anybody who wants to talk, please state your name, your address, and keep it to 2 minutes and be respectful. First order, please join me in the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I move to approve the agenda with an addition to add under old business 5.3, set a town informational meeting for May 7th, 2026 at 7 p.m. in Yeoman's Hall to discuss traffic and speed issues, potential solutions, or deterrent methods.
What's the date?
May 7th, it's a Thursday.
There's 7 here, right?
Is it a Thursday?
There's a Thursday. Yes, Thursday.
Any discussion
Not particular issue.
on that particular issue?
I'm not saying Wednesday, I have no problem adding it to the agenda. I thought there was a Wednesday, the 7th from now.
Everybody has a call. Nobody tell me.
It's Thursday.
Thank you, this Thursday, okay, thank you. I was going to check.
Who's strong? All those in favor? Thank you. Approval of the minutes. I move to approve the Board of Selectmen meeting minutes for April 7th, 2026. I actually have a correction. 8.5. Should we take out names since we didn't actually discuss it? I think when I did an 8.5 a position. Any objections there? Any discussion on minutes? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? They let him know that Rachel voted for. Audience of citizens. Seeing none, excellent. Old business. Antique boat parade, Town Beach. Is somebody discussing that, or do we have questions? Okay, there's been a request from Columbia Lake Association in conjunction with the America 250, the Columbia Committee, to host an antique boat show at the Town Beach on June 6th from 4 to 7. There were some questions about that, whether we were gonna put boats on the water or they were gonna be in the parking lot. I do recall that, it's in the minutes.
You want me to address that? It's Phyllis Dunn, 14 Newford Drive. If there's no water for them to get close enough to the docks, then they'll be displayed a couple of boats, our town boats. If there's plenty of water for them to get close enough, then they'll have the water parade. So we just don't know what the depth of the water is going to be. As far as any boats displayed, there'll only be room for 2 if there are any boats displayed.
Okay, are any boats coming that are not Columbia residents that you're asking permission to get on the water?
No,
Thank you. Okay, so, I move to approve the request from the Columbia Lake Association in conjunction with America 250th Columbia Committee to host an antique boat show at the town beach on June 6th, 2026, from 4 to 7 p.m. Any more discussion? Pretty good, because I just saw a flyer on it, didn't I? All those in favor? Yes. Opposed? None, thank you. It's that time of year. Dedicate fiscal year 24-25 annual report. We should probably give it to somebody really, like we always do, meaningful, because next year's report may not be too good. So we'll think about it, come back to the board with suggestions. Well,
We did that last week,
we did,
and we asked you to come with suggestions for this, last meeting. I haven't seen, it isn't, a couple meetings ago.
oh,
I throw it out there and see if there's any recommendations. We could, because we have to write our annual reports radio.
And that was a good idea.
No argument for me on that one.
huh?
No argument for me on that one. We could. We wanna blow it over, but that would be a good person.
I think we did mention it, because I mean, now that part of the meeting is coming back, sorry. Yeah, Anne's always. Well, she's not always at the meetings. Where is she? Somebody that.
She knows that we accept this one, maybe she knew something.
Well, make a motion for me.
Make a motion to have Ann done it, or dedicate the annual report 24-25 for Ann done.
Any more discussion? All those in favor?
Uh,
5-0. Next one, opposed? New business, Columbia Lake, discussion regarding LMAC recommendation for lake consultant for fiscal year 26-27.
Yes, they had a special meeting last night, was it? Mary Walker, so.
Mary, you wanna talk on that?
Would you like me to?
Do you know anything about it?
I think so.
Excellent.
Very rightful, very
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 good, you're able to write down. If you propose to Mary's.
Yeah, go ahead.
LMAC was apprised in early April that the lake consultant we had been using for 4 years, Carl Nielsen, valuable asset, had resigned from TRC. Our contract is with TRC, a company of 7,000 people, but only two are dedicated to this lake, and Carl is the lead. Carl has chosen to lead a company of 7,000 because it was bought by a company of 80,000 employees. And he felt that that wouldn't be beneficial to the lakes, particularly in Connecticut, that he works with. So he resigned and he joined a firm that is New England based. It is headed out of Concord, New Hampshire. He will reside and he will be the vice president in charge of the Water Resource Division. And will be available to still work on Columbia Lake. So because of the valuable asset, we asked Wilcox and Barton for a proposal. We also have a proposal from TRC, but we have no one to connect with right at the moment. Both proposals were reviewed by LMAC last evening, and LMAC would like to advise the Board of Selectmen for the upcoming fiscal year 2026 to 2027 that we switch and retain Wilcox and Barton with Carl Nielsen still as the lead lake consultant. That's the motion LMAC wants to advise.
Okay, tell me about the contract we have.
The contract is twofold. There is a PowerPoint that I think you're looking at right now, Rob, that shows TRC's contract and Wilton and Barton's contract. And if you compare apples to apples, each line item from base water quality testing to the special projects that we're using, which the board is aware of and was presented last March. Wilcox and Barton came in about $2,000, $3,000 under at 51,000 versus 54,000 for the needs of Columbia Lake.
Specifically, I'm asking about, are we locked in to a contract?
The TRC contract expires June 30th. And we are working with TRC to finalize the contract to June 30th, the end of our fiscal year here. So that it's up to us or it's up to the Board of Selectmen. Do you want to renew TRC or do you want to go with Wilcox and Barton? LMAC's advice is the true asset is the gentleman who is our lake consultant. So we would advise, based on a lower cost and Carl Nielsen now being at W&D, that the Board of Selectmen would choose Wilcox and Barton.
Do we lose any information that we've already, or they're due to do through June 30th, because we're having that with another company?
Good question. I was able to retain, and I'm still working with one person who knows Columbia Lake at TRC, who may or may not be there in a few months. And I was able to download all of our work materials the day I heard this happen, just in case. And so we have all of our work materials in our possession.
Any other questions from the board?
Is this part of our current budget?
Yes.
So this would be a plus on a budget.
A little bit,
Yes.
any little bit helps.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're on the Board of
Just a little
Selectmen.
plus thing.
No, yeah. Every day. Okay.
There was mention of a PowerPoint that is in everybody's hands. Is that something that can be forwarded to me? Because it's not in the packet.
Rachel, it's basically it doesn't really go over in depth the services they're providing, but the services by title and their cost. And the new company that Carl is going to and heading up the water division is about $2,800 less than the contract we would have gone with TLC, the old company. So,
Right,
I guess we can,
what I'll need is this motion.
let me just talk to her issue. Okay, so we can shoot it to you, I can text it to you.
Yeah, that's fine. I just wanted to make sure I had it on hand, so I was seeing the same information everybody else was before a vote. But that's fine.
That was to get it over to.
Yeah, James can stand it on.
Anybody else have a discussion on this? I don't have, I can vote.
No, I did review it with legal counsel too, that was one request of LMAC, and if there's anything that becomes a problem, we can give 30 days notice to TRC to get out of any contractual requirements. So that's a possibility, but we're almost running, the contract's almost done anyway. The other issue is TRC, Wilcox and Barton is a subcontractor to TRC on certain work. So if TRC agrees, they could just subcontract the main part of their contract for 2 months to Wilcox and Barton. And we would still bill TRC, but do the work through Wilcox and Barton. So we have a lot of options and nothing will be done that's not in agreement with
Mark,
all the companies.
TRC verbally committed today, I'm waiting for it in writing, that they will subcontract Carl to finish the special project
It's not good.
until the end of June.
So
So it looks good.
it's even easier.
We don't need to.
Should I call for a vote on Rachel?
Well, wait, did you just send it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Sorry, just got here. Okay, I'm sure it's fine. It sounds fine, but
I don't wanna be disrespectful, you wanna look at it, but I'm telling you, the people in the back row. I trust them until something happens and then it's gonna be ugly, so I value to. I can call for a vote now, I think we have them, but if you have questions after, please. I just don't want to be disrespectful to your vote. You
Yeah,
okay?
no, that's fine. I'm good. I can see it here.
Okay, so I move to contract with Wilcox and Barton's Water Resource Division led by Carl Nielsen for annual limnological monitoring and consulting for the 26-27 fiscal year, subject to review by legal counsel upon LMAX recommendation. We don't even run. All those, any more discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, and that's fine, Jim. Thank you. Wait, there's more. Columbia Lake Dam Spillway. This came up. It's a couple months ago.
Well, it came
You and
up
I
during
were
the,
talking.
came up during the inspection.
So the bottom line is. Real, in layman's terms, the spillway. Spillway should have a cap. Probably goes down to the base and then where the water gets to a level, and then it gets too much, it goes over the spillway, it goes down the stream. Well, apparently, water is leaking under the spillway from the lake. And the concrete starts up here, so the engineers are not sure where the water is leaking through from. It could be a crack at the base of the spillway, it could be around the bulkhead of the spillway, or the walls. It could be through that crack, but what's happening is it's going underneath the spillway on the downside. And it's washing out some of the earth down there, so it's weakening the spillway. So, there's a couple of things. Engineers have looked at it, I believe two sets of them.
Two problems.
We're looking at a massive repair. Or. Trying to do an engineered repair where we would, not until November, lower the lake. Try to source where the leak is, try to apply repair to the spillway. And put product underneath the declining spillway to
Building boards.
to fill the underlayment that's come out. And you can pump concrete under sidewalks, under stuff to build it up. You can do that. So we're hoping, and the engineers believe that this is a viable attempt at a fix. The price on it is $262,000 to repair the spillway. Numbers have come in at about 2.5 million. So. We're not really voting on that tonight, or what?
No, it's informational.
We're trying to get more from the engineer.
We'd have to write a spec, a detailed spec, fill out the bid, and then probably use undesignated funds through a town meeting to authorize the repair.
So the 2.5 is to totally replace.
That's if this fix doesn't work. So this is the first fix, and then 2027 we'll have another dam inspection. And because this is a high-class dam, which means there's everything downstream will be vulnerable if it fails, DEEP has to approve this fix.
Okay.
So it'll be reviewed by DEEP. And if it holds and it works, then it's every other year we'll inspect it to see if it's still holding.
And if it doesn't hold, we have a golf course.
If that repair doesn't work in the following year, they say it's not good. Oh, John Pyers for 324 Route
And
87.
I'll, cause you started, I'll let you ask your question, yeah, go ahead.
So if the repair does not work, the one that costs 262,000. The following year, if we fail that inspection, is that solely a sunk cost, or does the engineer and or construction company doing this work, does the town receive any?
It's a sunk cost.
Okay.
And if we find out right away in the spring of next year. If they do some tests and they find out that it hasn't been fixed, I'm not sure I don't know what we'll have to do. I don't even want to speculate. Okay, let us go through this. We'll get probably other engineering. We'll just have to see how this scales, so we can bring it back to the board, see the way we're going to go.
Yeah, it's probably, it's pretty serious stuff, because it is a,
It's very serious.
so. We may not have choices of what we do.
So we lose control of the amount of water in the lake, right, if the spillway's not working?
Well, as a layman and the engineers out there, as the water is coming through there, if it's coming through with enough force to wash out underneath the spillway. I don't think, what are they gonna say? Well, we're gonna let it go for a couple of years, but you're gonna have to put it on to fix it. I don't know, so that's what we'll have to.
Question.
You know, it's like going in a pool, you get scuba divers down here with dyes and everything, and then we use it on different parts and see if we can monitor it outside the other side, but we don't know where the water is leaking from. We just know that we've been notified. But until then, we have the 2026 boat mooring lot.
We don't have to do that.
We don't have to.
There's we had enough applicants and we fulfilled them all. Actually, there's no lot.
So there's nobody.
It used to be so fun doing that.
Well, maybe people weren't paying attention. We'll get some more applications after tonight, but at the moment, everybody gets a warning that wants.
Good.
And a time, so.
So appointments and resignations. Can I say the first one and then just explain to me the wet signature? Excellent. We have received through email resignation of Michael Carroll from 5-Pack. We're waiting on a wet signature to be able to, and the next one is 8.2, place an RTC nominated person to replace him on 5-Pack. It is tough time of year for 5-Pack with the budget and everything. We'd like to get that person who's been on 5-Pack before seated, but without a wet signature, we have to go through other channels, and there's a period of days that it can be contested from the person who resigned. Because we need a wet signature to make sure that's his resignation. Okay. So, number 3. The appointment of Maria Panagiatakakos to the position of Social and Senior Services Support Coordinator. I move to appoint Maria Panos for the position of Social and Senior Services Support Coordinator. 2 people in this room have actually met with her. Going to talk to us about it?
Yeah, so Judy and I and Bernadette and Flo have all interviewed with Maria. And she has a really good background working with through resident senior services with property management companies and resident service coordinator for elderly housing. And she thought this would be a nice transition for a career where she could directly work for our senior center and help with social services. And she's already knew, we're talking to Bernadette, a lot of the same people we've been using through United Services for bringing in for special help to the seniors for special presentations. And it looked like a really great fit, so I'm excited.
The learning curve wouldn't be as great as with some people, with some other people. She seemed very experienced.
So I would like to recommend we hire Maria.
And just any questions, discussions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 5, opposed, none, thank you.
Have the same birthday.
I move to appoint Jennifer Boniuto to the Columbia Traffic and Transportation Committee. She'd like to be involved on that, she has opinions, I don't know what they are, so, but I know this young lady, she was very involved with Scouts, young ladies, as a matter of fact, the daughter went up to the highest rank in the Scouts and is currently in college, and mother was there helping her along the way. So we'll take more people on. Going to be traffic and transportation committee. Any discussion, questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Appointment of J.C. Anderson to the Columbia Traffic and Transportation Committee. JT here. Hi.
Hi,
Why do you want to be on that committee?
I just really like researching traffic stuff, so I want to be able to provide that help.
I think I read some of your work on Facebook.
Yeah, I just found some different information. Some of it wasn't all correct, but I just wanted to, I got that clarification at the traffic committee, so I'm good to go on that, but
Okay, again, opinions are great and knowledge and stuff is good. I would ask that they are respectful, everybody on all the committees. As is just calling people out on things. It's okay to question their facts, just we need to do it in a nice way. So I move to appoint J.C. Anderson to the Columbia Traffic and Transportation Committee. Any discussion?
Yeah, I'm concerned about the email to the town administrator on this. I'm not sure as to how you can, be on a committee where you question the integrity of the chairman right off the bat. It seems unusual to me to ask to be on committee, then say that you cannot respect or support him. And I'm troubled by that, to be frank.
I just wanted to get some information from him. He didn't make it clear he did omit some information from his presentation. So I was concerned about that, but I went to the meeting and I got was able to talk to him and get that clarification that I would like.
So have you changed your view or do you still?
I've changed my video.
Thank you.
I guess, as the chair, is Nick aware as a chair, does he have any say in who gets on? That would be another question. I don't know.
The traffic committee approved both young women to.
I was just gonna say what mine.
Because you are the chair, co-chair, and we'll get her name.
Kristen Long.
Yeah, again, that was what I alluded to, so.
Well, I'm just concerned from the standpoint that we have a hard enough time getting volunteers, and for somebody to take on the chairmanship of a committee, I just want to make sure that this isn't going to be divisive if someone gets on the committee and causes more division than we already have, but it appears to be there based upon this past year. That's my concern.
Okay, any more discussion?
Again, you feel you can, I guess everybody's got a different opinion. And I guess, that's fine, and I agree with what Steve said, you've just gotta be respectful of other people's, and it doesn't look like you were. That's my concern, but,
Rachel?
I think it's, healthy to have a committee where you have disagreement anyway. I know, maybe the strategy on Facebook is the part that's getting everybody, but I think it's very healthy to have differing opinions on the board anyway. And I think if that committee agreed that both candidates, we didn't question the first candidate as much, and I know much less about her. So I just think it's fair to have those differing opinions on there anyway.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's questioning the difference of opinions and where they lie. We're just asking everybody, because because in the last 2 years, I've seen it turn at other meetings. Not so much here, but I find myself at every meeting I go to saying, we will do this in a respectful way. You would expect that to come from the board. I would expect that to come from the board. There's times when I haven't been so great, but I've learned over the years, listen a little bit more to talk. So, thank you for your comment, though. Anybody? All those in favor of, did I make a motion? I moved to appoint J.C. Anderson, I did, right?
you did now.
I did, okay, I moved to appoint J.C. Anderson to Columbia Traffic and Transportation Committee. All those in favor? Aye. 3. 2, 3. Opposed? Abstain. 3-1-1. Okay. Town administrator's report.
We gotta ask Barbara if she'd like to comment on PFAS. She's on the call, but we just got her letter that's in your binders that tonight was sent out for the parents. I don't know if Barbara is listening. If
I'm,
not,
I'm here. My camera does not work, so I apologize that it's not on.
Okay. Barbara, can you summarize your letter? I just read it and it mainly reviews the difference between the federal regulations and Connecticut regulations and what we're doing to keep everybody informed. We included 3 links in the letter as well.
Right. So to backtrack a little bit, we as a school district have to test our water on, all our public spots quarterly. At this time, neither Connecticut nor the federal government requires us to test for PFAS. PFAS are chemicals that are now known, I've learned a lot, that are now known as forever chemicals. And you're going to find them in things like fire retardant pajamas and Teflon. I understand makeup. Some of the foam firefighters use. They've been around since the 40s or 50s, but they never disappear. So Connecticut and the federal are going to start requiring public water to be tested, but as of now, they haven't. We were hearing that school systems were going to have to start in 2027 to get a baseline. But since we were doing our normal quarterly testing anyway, and the lab we use said they had the equipment or the test to do it, we did it. And then we had some concerning results come back with that. So at this time, we are using trucked in water from Clearwater. We have shut down our wells. We are going to be, seeking mitigation, and I'm told that it has to do with a carbon system or charcoal system that the water will be flowing through. But our number one goal is safety for our staff, our students, and our families.
Okay, so I have a question for a couple of them. You say you shut down the water of the wells, you shut down the wells.
Correct.
Is there a way to run well water through the sanitation system, so we're not using all the water we're paying for in the truck?
I wish there were, and at this time, no. We looked for that. The other issue is we're told that with the water, even though it's contaminated, we can use it, to wash, you can wash things with it as long as everything is dried thoroughly. So for instance, you can wash your hands with it. But there's a concern from our health department that our students will get this can get this in their mouths or, in their body. So at this time, we are just using the trucked water. I do anticipate that it's going to change as the week goes on. I had a talk with Rob Miller, a phone call with him today. So we'll continue to keep, making changes as we learn of the next steps. But at this time,
What kind of
it's just
changes?
trucked water.
What kind of changes do you anticipate by the weekend?
I'm hoping that we can hook up our wells or at least turn on sinks again, because right now we are using hand sanitizer to wash for all the students. They're not using the sinks, and a lot of families are concerned with that. So we're doing everything we can to get back to normal. The water system will not obviously be a quick fix, but we're in the midst of figuring it out.
Okay, and the other thing I saw that I was really impressed. Did somebody from the school say that there were grants and stuff available for this?
Yes, we're looking into grants available but we don't have the details yet. We are looking into those as though.
I thought I said that there is grants available.
It's through the Department of Health in, Connecticut, the state of Connecticut.
Okay,
It's an evolving situation. Every day there's there's a little piece of new news.
Barbara, I have a question. You had mentioned that there was quarterly tests. What were the last test results prior to this one?
So the last test result, the PFAS is brand new. This was the first time we tested for it. Because you still don't have to test for it, but we did proactively. So the last time we did our quarterly testing was in December. Did not include PFAS, but all of what we're required to report, everything else is in normal limits. So when we did the PFAS for the first time, for first time for our baseline, we were concerned, obviously, and I'm trying to put out as much information as soon as I get it.
Has there been any kind of discussion at all as to whether or not this problem may have been connected to the construction over at the school?
There's been, some talk amongst that committee, and it's not in what they're using at this time.
the other thing is, can we
We'll continue to, explore everything, but it's not thought to be from the construction.
I see.
since it just came up in the last test, can we run our wells on a side hose, run it for a long time? I mean, I know there's a strain on the pump. I understand the electricity. But and the water level may fluctuate and stuff. We have to keep an eye on it, but is long-term running of our current well and testing it in a week, is that worthwhile then, you think? Can we check on that?
I will check on that, and I know both the Connecticut State as well as the Eastern Highlands Health District are on top of all the recommendations. But I can specifically check on that for you, but I believe they're doing, everything we can at this time.
All right. Okay, any other questions?
And I just have a letter of support from our state archaeologist, Sarah Sportman. She wrote and wanted me to know that after reviewing the report of last session's archaeological work at the Hop River Mill site prepared by Joan Hill, as well as her proposal for continuing work at the site this year, I've been out to visit the excavation several times and offered guidance on methods. The work that Joan and her volunteers are carrying out is excellent and meets professional standards of archaeology. The project has a full support of the Office of State Archaeology, and it has served as a great example of public archaeology. Yeah, this is overall and heritage in Connecticut. I hope the town continues to support the work of the site. It's a nice letter. Joan doing an amazing job on that site. If anybody wants to go out and see what she's accomplished. That's all I have to.
Next Monday, she's doing a tour at the site of flowers that come up at this time of year. It's gonna have a discussion on that.
We have no transfers, no refunds, we will pay the bills. I move to approve the payment of bills totaling. Check. $383,037.38, consisting of 25, 26 emergency, 25, 26 regular. Tax would be little grant number 4 of 4, credit card and paycheck. We're all set with our cardiac life products, everyone? We're all set?
This is what I know, like. Yeah, there's no one, yeah.
Landfill sampling. Okay. Any discussion on bills? All those in favor of paying?
I,
Aye.
Rachel, if you have, the only still just we must do is the correspondence, I don't. think You need to read it, please, to mention, but we've had correspondence on the,
We got some correspondence from somebody who wrote a letter,
camera.
kind of, questioning the budget.
And further up, their name was Pamela Missile. Page then.
Hey. Audience of citizens.
People, I guess, I.
Yes, sir. Say anything.
Mike Lester, 56 Digger Road, also the town fire marshal. We got the bids back for the cistern.
Yeah.
They're a little more than we want to be, but, I've contacted the low bidder. And left a message, they haven't got back to me to discuss their bid, and then we'll go from there.
There's a wide range in numbers. Huge, yeah, huge is an understatement. Mark and I were talking about it today, they range from 165 to 400 and some $1,000. So the bottom line is, when you talk to that bidder, make sure they know. You know, I don't, we always thought it would be 125, somewhere around there, so the 165 is not surprising me, I mean, the cistern is formed, and it goes in and. I don't get it, I don't get the police chief.
We'll have $9 bid, but then.
Okay. Yeah, keep us informed.
Then I have another question about tomorrow night's meeting. Is if the, as farming, if the hall becomes over capacity, what's the plan?
We have, the school setting up the gym and we'll just walk next door. And they'll set up a projector as well for Barbara and I to be able to present.
Okay. I would just make that request, maybe next time we have this, budgets seem to be more and more problematic with townspeople, which I can understand because of extra costs. Maybe we should just plan to go over there in the future, where there's a larger venue to utilize. Just a recommendation.
Okay, thank you. No other comments? Seeing none, board member comments.
Steve, I think we missed the item regarding the town meeting on May 7th.
Oh, yeah,
Oh.
the one you added.
You're right, thank you. I added it and now there's one. 8, what was it?
5.3. May 7 traffic safety program.
Sooner we do that a week later. If it's possible.
On the 14th.
Yeah.
Can you count that? May 14th.
I can't make it November. I mean,
I can't make it on the 14th.
you forget it.
I'm not sure if
Oh, that's right, the troopers set up to.
Attend.
People
People traffic,
attend the traffic area.
state traffic authorities attending, so,
Won't be able to make it for the 7th.
okay. Well, excuse me?
But I'll make it then.
I can make it.
Okay.
Can we change it
couldn't
to
Another time?
I mean, so that it would be available.
We could before the meeting too. And go could watch it.
That'll be fine, that'll be great.
I want to focus on. Making it available remotely, hybrid.
All right, so I move to approve setting a meeting on May 7th, 2026 at 7 PM, Yeoman's Hall to discuss speed traffic cameras and other potential solutions for speed deterrent methods. Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. I will also.
Then we have a executive session.
Yeah.
If the board members are done.
Yeah, anybody else? Thank you. So at this time, I want to suspend the Board of Selectmen meeting at 7:50 and move into executive session and invite Mark Wall, the town administrator, to say if the person, So we are going to conclude executive session at 7:54.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
If you get your pocketbook.
Yeah, we already
We're
were,
out of the executive.
and,
Welcome back.
You have to stay now.
Sorry, guys.
coming out of executive session, I make a motion, I move to appoint Karen Butsky as town clerk starting May 1st, 2026. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Great. I move to adjourn 7:55. All those in favor?
Aye. Good job.
Rachel says yes.
Anybody not making it tomorrow night?
I'll be there. Yeah, I'll be there tomorrow night.
Oh, yeah, pretty.
Ah,
Any place good?
Yeah, we're in Scotland.
Oh,
Nice, yeah.
is that what you're doing?
With, kill recording.